Now, Nigeria is championing the revolution of the African trade under the framework of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. And the Nigeria Customs Service says it is ready to play its role along other key players on the continent through the instrumentality of the customs, partnering with for African cooperation in trade, code-named Customs Pact. The Comptroller General of the service, Bashir Adeniyi, gave the update at the periodic briefing called Meet the Press, organized by the presidential media team. State House correspondent Musbao Wahab reports.
President Bola Tinubu recently extended the appointment of Bashir Adeniyi as the head of the Nigeria Customs Service. It came at a price and perhaps a more challenging mandate. That is, to facilitate the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement and to reflect the country's status in maximizing the benefit therein.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has made it very, very clear about the intention of his administration to use trade to promote economic development, to alleviate poverty.
The service says it is collaborating with other cross-border supporting agencies within Nigeria and across the continent to enable smooth takeoff of a regional trade revolution. It is on the platform of the World Customs Organization being hosted by Nigeria to engage key players, particularly private sector.
CPACT represents what we want to achieve when we bring customs administrations together under one roof to take action to improve African trade, to forge partnerships, to put bridges across all the various elements that are involved in trade. It is basically the initiative of Nigeria, because we want to key into what Mr. President has identified as a deliberate policy thrust to ensure that Nigeria becomes the hub of trade in Africa. So customs is positioning itself as an agent of that revolution in African trade.
On the recent removal of Nigeria from the Financial Action Task Force grey list, the Comptroller General attributes the achievement to the effective coordination of relevant agencies under the current administration.
The lessons that we learned from our exit this year is the power of coordination. It's about all of the agencies who are working in these ports to come together under a very strong partnership synergy and under the coordination of one agency. It takes all of our agencies in the port to work together to create a better experience for our port users.
Apart from revenue generation, the Customs Boss equally reveals that his service has developed tools to improve on its other roles of trade facilitation and contributing more significantly to national security. From the State House, Musbao Wahab, NTA News.
The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sandy Kelvin Anike, has reaffirmed the commitment of the Nigerian Air Force to defend the nation by eliminating insurgents, terrorists, and criminal elements threatening peace and stability. He made this known during an operational visit to the air component of Operation Fansanyama at the Forward Operating Base in Katsina, where he charged personnel to intensify efforts in fulfilling the directive of President Bola Tinubu to decisively eliminate all threats to the safety and security of Nigerians. A statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Headquarters Nigerian Air Force, Air Commodore Ehimen Ejodame, indicates that the Air Chief emphasized that the unprecedented support of the federal government through the acquisition of modern platforms, advanced weaponry, and enhanced professional training has placed a solemn responsibility on the Nigerian Air Force to restore peace and reclaim every inch of territory challenged by insurgents and criminals. Air Marshal Aneke commended the troops for their courage, precision, and professionalism despite the operational challenges of the region, urging them to sustain the operational momentum and ensure that every mission reflects the NAV's core values of discipline, service, and patriotism. Meanwhile, the National Counter-Terrorism Center, Office of the National Security Advisor, is partnering with the Government of Canada and the Global Center on Cooperative Security to conduct training needs assessment for personnel of the Nigerian Correctional Service under the framework of the Countering Violent Extremism in Prisons initiative. Now, the assessment aims to strengthen Nigeria's capacity to manage and rehabilitate individuals involved in violent extremism and prevent radicalization within correctional facilities.
The program is aimed at changing the extremist beliefs, views, values, and attitudes of violent extremist inmates and preparing them for successful social reintegration into society. The insights that will be gathered from the needs assessment will inform the development of effective countering violent extremism programs that will address the root causes of radicalization.
We recognize that the evolving nature of violent extremism demands continuous adaptation, learning, and collaboration with international partners with proven expertise and best practices.
This current partnership was born out of a decade-long CVEP collaboration with the Moroccan DJAPR. We believe in local solutions to address complex global problems and challenges.
Underscores Nigeria's commitment to countering violent extremism through collaboration and capacity building. And the Nigeria Police Force, in collaboration with the GS Foundation, has launched a special medical outreach at the Garki Police Barracks in Abuja and surrounding communities. The initiative is aimed at improving the health of police families while deepening public trust and strengthening police-community relations. Francis Form reports that the outreach offered comprehensive medical diagnosis, prescriptions, drug dispensation, and health counseling.
Our aim is to foster the trust between public and the police. The open doors symbolize that the police is always ready to solve any problem. The doors are always open for the public.
Before, the community, when they see police, they believe they are here to investigate them, here to maybe threaten their life. But now they believe that police are now after their well-being. And so we cooperate. Even if there's something that has to do with crime, they will come out freely to tell police.
For the Nigeria Police Force, the initiative reinforces its commitment to enhancing community-friendly policing, one that prioritizes welfare and trust as key components of effective security management. Now, a meeting of PDP governors, National Working Committee and Board of Trustees has ended in Abuja, declaring that there is no going back on the party's planned elective national convention scheduled for this weekend in Ibadan, Oyo State. Now, Timothy Yusuf reports that the Wike-led PDP faction described the proposed national convention as a mere gathering of friends and associates.
5 governors on the platform of the PDP, led by their chairman, Senator Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State, the Damagum-led members of the National Working Committee, and the Adolphus Wabara-led Board of Trustees members, as well as other critical stakeholders of the PDP, attended this critical meeting held behind closed doors for hours. The November 15 and 16, 2025 elective national convention scheduled to hold in Ibadan, Oyo State is the only agenda here. Chairman of the National Convention Organizing Committee and Governor of Adamawa State, Amodu Fintiri, briefed the media on their resolutions.
We are going to Ibadan to go for our convention, and the convention is sacrosanct.
The Adolphus Wabara-led Board of Trustees of the party, while receiving a report from its Reconciliation Committee ahead of the convention, declared that the minority will always have their say, while the majority their way. Therefore, the convention will hold reconciliation afterwards.
We have now come up with our recommendation for a hitch-free convention.
As far as the organs of the party, are concerned, the convention will hold. All these problems we have in PDP are self-inflicted problems. Self-inflicted. In politics, it's a function of interest.
In the meantime, the faction of the People's Democratic Party, loyal to the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, has dismissed the planned national convention of the party, scheduled to hold in Ibadan, Oyo State, as a nullity.
They should respect the rule of law and do the needful. The needful here is to bring the House together, follow the rule of law, lay down regulations, and then together we can have a united party and a convention that meets, legal standards.
It insisted that any such gathering has no legal backing and will not be recognized under the law. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Meanwhile, reactions have continued to trail incident involving FCT Minister Nyesom Wike and a naval officer over disputed land. Now, the latest reaction is coming from the ADC presidential candidate in the 2023 general election, Dumebi Kachiko, who says it is unacceptable for anyone to humiliate the minister while he is carrying out his official duties. Now, Mr. Kachiko notes that the office of the minister should be respected by all.
The law is what equates all of us in this country called Nigeria, and we cannot accept a situation where the law is trampled upon. That's what worries me. That's what sickens me when I see the social media reaction. We are becoming a nation of people fueled by hate of anything government. The righteous indignation of this vocal minority calling for the minister's head is simply unacceptable to any right-thinking person.
He advised Nigerians not to celebrate acts of disrespect and calls on President Bola Tinubu to wade into the matter. And that's it on the AM News. Do stay tuned for more on the Weekend Deal right after this break.